Hey, welcome back to the Big Rant Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit the subscribe button down below and let's get right to it. First off, I want to talk about Michael Green. Michael Green, of course, kid behind the camera, also the person that runs the Angry Grandpa channel show, or Angry Grandpa Show channel. And, of course, he lost Angry Grandpa back in December. You know, all their fans did. And it was hard on the fans. I was really sad by it. It saddened me a lot too. But could you imagine, just for a minute, that was your father or your family member? Would you be over them already? Would you be over the loss of them in 6 months? I know I wouldn't be. But some of you out there are so hateful and so cruel that you would sit there and hate on somebody simply because they still cry over the loss of their loved one. People sitting there saying that he's just crying for views. Do you really think he would keep crying over little things if it was for views? When fans have already said repeatedly that they don't like him crying on camera? Do you really think if it was for views he would keep doing that when people don't want to see it? Every time I see a video where he's cried, I see people hating in the comments about how much he shouldn't be crying on camera. You know what? There is no time frame to grief. Let me repeat that. There is no time frame to getting through grief. Everyone grieves in their own way, in their own time. Some people, they're never able to fill that hole. Sometimes they are. But to sit there and say that you need to be over something already, that's cruel. It's just hateful. Those two were extremely close. AGP and Michael were, they were, I guess you could say they were like peas and carrots. They were really, really close. And as much as Angry Grandpa broke stuff and they would fight back and forth, you knew they always loved each other. And it's really sad that he's still having to go through this. But what makes it even sadder is to watch people out there hating on him because he's still dealing with grief. In one of his birthday vlogs over the weekend, Bridget gave him a gift that reminded him of Angry Grandpa. And he broke down and kind of started crying. People immediately started hating on him for it. Accusing him of trying to use his deceased father for views. How pathetic are you people? You know, y'all make me sick. But I'll tell you a little personal story. My grandmother, my mom's mom, passed away in 2004. It's been 14 years since. Just about. Coming this summer. And I still never got completely over it. I still cry occasionally. I still miss my grandmother every day. I think about her almost every day. If I cook a pot of spaghetti sauce, guess what? I'm thinking about my grandmother. Thanksgiving, Easter. Those are days that those are times I used to spend in the kitchen with my grandmother. Those days make me sad. Those days bring me to tears. I tend to hide it from others so they don't see it, but it happens. But, I sit down to make dressing for Thanksgiving and I'm sad. And you want to sit there and tell somebody that lost their father 6 months ago that they're not allowed to cry anymore because it's been 6 months? What is wrong with you? You have no heart, no soul? Leave the guy alone. Let the guy deal with his grieving process as he does. If you don't like to see it, don't watch his videos. There's no reason to sit there and leave hate message after hate message after hate message and hit him up on Twitter with all sorts of hate. The guy's going through enough. He doesn't need your help. He's a big enough guy. He doesn't need me sitting here making this video. But seeing the hate he keeps getting has pissed me off. I've been watching that family for a long time. And when AGP passed, I cried myself, along with a lot of the other fans. I was sad. AGP helped me through a lot of tough times that I dealt with a few years ago. Call it a year of hell, I guess you could say. I was not in a good place, but anytime I was upset, I could watch one of his videos and I'd feel happier for at least a little bit. Same thing with why I started watching McJuggernuggets videos, because a lot of them made me crack up. It made me forget about what I was dealing with at the time. But I could not imagine the loss that Michael Green feels. You know, my grandmother and I were close, but we weren't as close as those two were. Those two were very close. Spent all sorts of time together. And right now, Michael Green is going through a year of firsts without his father. His first New Year's. First Easter. First birthday, which he had over the weekend. The first year can be a very hard time for people after they lose somebody. I've had friends that have lost children or spouses or parents. And the one thing that I have been told by all of them, just about, is that the first year was the hardest for them. Going through all the things that they used to do, the anniversaries of things that they used to always do together. And how they can't do that anymore. People get sad. Give it up. Quit hating on the guy simply because he's sad over the loss of his father. Quit trying to accuse him of trying to use his father for views. When clearly, if that was the case, he wouldn't be doing it because a lot of the fans don't want to see it. The hate that people are giving on YouTube makes me sick. Makes me sick to my stomach. And then with my kid behind the camera, there again, they're accusing him of clickbaiting. Now, what I remember clickbaiting to be is how I had it explained was when you put a title in your video and your video has nothing to do with that title. Most of his videos, for the most part, come across with a video that happens to have to do, at least in part, with the title. Now, the one that's most recent that they're calling clickbait is the 500 grand prank, because there was money on the thumbnail, even though they called it a prank in the headline or in the title. I knew from the moment I clicked on it where it said prank that there was no money involved. Within a minute into the video, I realized, there's going to be 100 grand candy bars in there. Why do I know? How did I know that? Because I have half a brain. At least. At any given moment, I don't know how much of it's working, but I have a brain in there somewhere. And so, I don't see how it's clickbait when he clearly labeled it a prank. If it's a prank, it says 500 grand prank. Clearly, it doesn't involve money. You idiots. And you're going to sit there and hate on him because you don't have the brain power to decipher what a prank is? Leave the guy alone. Move on with your life. If you don't like the videos, leave them alone. There's no reason to bother him or anybody else over it. Got another YouTuber who seems to face all sorts of hate all the time because of how his videos go. And that's Grim from Grim's Toy Show. I like his vlogs. I like GTS Wrestling. I enjoy both of them. But he gets a lot of hate. And I don't understand why. He runs a great show. Puts together a fairly fun wrestling show to watch for people to enjoy. Yet people hate on him. He got some hateful tweets the other day, and he seems to be very classy with a lot of the haters. Basically saying you need to just enjoy, go find something you enjoy. He's like, I don't know why you feel that you hate the show, you find it boring, whatever. But I hope you enjoy. I hope you find something you enjoy. And that's one thing I think you have to do with haters. They leave hateful comments. You just got to go with it. Kill them with kindness. Don't be hateful back to them, I guess. And that's what I try my best to be. I might snap back with a snarky, comment. But I'm not going to sit here and, be evil to you because you make a hateful comment. It's really not worth your time to leave one here. Unless you're just looking for some snarky comment to come back at you. Something to be funny. Because as serious as some of the videos I make here, I still want people to be happy. I don't want to hate on people too much. I don't want to be rude to people. But I'm not as good as some people. So sometimes I will stoop to your level. Won't happen very often, but sometimes it'll happen. Depends on the mood you catch me in, really. But people, I see all this hate on YouTube, and it's sad. There's no reason for all these YouTubers to hate each other and all these people that are on the platform to go around hating on each other. There's no reason for it. It serves no purpose. Anyhow, in the words of another YouTuber, Uncle Larry, McJuggerNugget's uncle, no hate needed, just love. That's really a philosophy I think we need to go on. Leave these people alone. If you don't like their videos, don't watch them. Don't follow them on Twitter if you don't like them. Don't subscribe to their channels if you don't like them. There's no reason for you to hang around where you're not wanted. Because I'm sure neither one of them want to deal with your hate. But it's not just those two that are dealing with hate. McJuggerNugget sees it. Uncle Larry sees it. All the YouTubers I watch. Keemstar. All of them I watch deal with that. And it's really sad that you have so many people that just are so jealous that they'd rather hate on people than get out and do it themselves. You'll never see me hate on other YouTubers because they're successful and I'm not. Does it upset me that I can't be successful so far? Yeah. But I'm not going to hate on others that have been successful. Anyhow, this has been the Big Ranch Show. I've been your host, Jacob Keck. Have a great day. And I'll see you down the road.